Hey everybody, welcome back to Poetry. Today we are going to be learning about rhyme scheme. So let's get started. So what exactly is rhyme scheme? Well, think of rhyming. Words that rhyme have the same sound, right? And then a scheme, another word for that, or a synonym, would be a pattern. So the definition you can see, it says the pattern of rhymes at the end of lines of a poem or song. So let me explain the lines. You know what a sentence is, right? Well, in poetry, we don't call it a sentence. We call it a line. You know what a paragraph is, right? Well, in writing, we call it a paragraph, but when we talk about poetry, we talk about a stanza. So just know the difference between those two. When we're talking about lines, that means a sentence, or if we're talking about a stanza, that means a paragraph. So I just wanted to let you know that before we keep going. When you label rhyme scheme, again, scheme is talking about the pattern, rhyme is talking about the same type of sounds. When we label it on a poem, we use the letters of the alphabet. We always start with the letter A, and notice that they're capitalized. They will never be lowercase letters. So, take a look at this poem. I bet you all know it. It says, "Roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are you." So if I asked you to label the rhyme scheme, how would you do it? Well, let's take a look. The process for labeling a rhyme scheme looks like this. We look at each line individually. Roses are red. That's the first line, or line 1. Then we look at the end word. So the end word is red. Since we don't have any words that come before this is how we label it. We label it with the letter A, and that's a capital. When you do rhyme scheme, you always have to look at the previous lines to see if your words rhyme or not. So here's an example for line 2. Take a look at line 2. It says, "Violets are blue." So look at the word blue. Does blue rhyme with red? If it did, we would write the letter A. But since blue does not rhyme with red, we write the letter B. Look at line 3. Sugar is sweet. Well, again, look at the previous words from each line. Does sweet rhyme with blue or red? It doesn't. So since it doesn't rhyme with blue or sweet, it gets the letter C. But take a look at line 4. And so are you. Does you rhyme with red, blue, or sweet? Well, actually, it rhymes with blue. So since it rhymes with blue, the letters at the end, the labeling part, these two are the same. And that's showing that these two lines, the ending words, they rhyme together. They have the same sound. So that is why you see the letter B. So if I asked you what is the rhyme scheme of this poem, you would say the rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B. Let's take a look at another poem and see if we can get it. Well, it's going to be the same thing, except I changed a couple of things. Let's take a look. Roses are red, violets are blue. They're up on my head, they look so good. They really do, I promise you. So let's figure out what is the rhyme scheme. So again, rhyme has the same sound and scheme means the pattern. So what's the pattern of the rhymes in this poem? Again, take a look at one line at a time. Line 1, roses are red. Then I look at my end word. Since this is my first line, the letter that it's going to be for the pattern is A. Look at line 2. Violets are blue. Now here you have to look at the last word of the line blue and then look at the word red. Does blue rhyme with red? No, it does not. So since it does not rhyme with line 1, we put the letter B. That's the label part. Now we go to line 3. They're up on my head. Does head rhyme with red or blue? Well, actually, head and red both have the same sound. They both rhyme. So that's why you see the letter A, is because they have the same rhyming sound. Look at line 4. They look so good. Does good rhyme with red, blue, or head? No, it does not. So since it does not rhyme with any of those other lines, the letter is C. So if I asked you, what is the rhyme scheme of this poem? The rhyme scheme is A, B, A, C. Let's try one more. Roses are red, violets are blue. Mom and Dad said, I love you. Let's figure out what the rhyme scheme is. Again, look at line 1. Roses are red. Since it's the very first line and there's no lines before it, we look at the word red, that would be a letter A. Look at line 2. Violets are blue. We should see that blue and red do not rhyme, therefore the letter is B. Mom and Dad said. Does said rhyme with red or blue? It rhymes with red, so because they have the same sound or the same rhyming sound, that's why we label it A. I love you. Does you rhyme with red, blue, or said? Well, you rhymes with blue, so because they have the same sound and they match, they both get the letter B. So if I asked you, what's the rhyme scheme of this poem? The rhyme scheme is A, B, A, B. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, you can rewatch this video to try to see if it helps to make sense a little bit more. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to go onto IXL, again, 4th grade language arts, and I want you to practice L1, label the rhyme scheme. It's going to look just like that, and you're going to have to match the letters or the sounds and label the rhyme scheme for each. Spend about 5 minutes and set a goal for yourself. That is all I have today for poetry, so if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. I will see you next time when we learn more about poetry.